More severe weather is expected to hit green country tomorrow, and rain is expected to continue through the weekend. Fox 23 wants to make sure you're prepared for any flooding that could happen. Fox 23 meteorologist Mikayla Smith explains how a flash flood happens and what you can do to protect yourself.
We've had a lot of rain over the last few days, and we have more rain in the forecast. So it's time to talk about the deadliest type of severe weather, and it's not tornadoes, it's actually flooding. So what happens when we have flash flooding? Well, we have really dry soil, like what we experienced recently because we had a pretty dry winter, and then we start to see some rainfall, like what we've had this week. Well, then once the soil gets a little bit more saturated, it doesn't have the capacity anymore to hold more water. So when we continue to have more rain, like what we're experiencing, that runoff starts to lead to flooding. So you start to see ponding in your own backyard, in the street. Those gutters aren't able to quite catch up just enough. And then you add even more rain on top of that, and that's when we start to see that flash flooding. So just a reminder too that even if you're driving, 6 inches is enough with some moving water to cause a person to fall over. 12 inches or a foot is enough to make a small car float away, and then 2 feet or 24 inches enough to make any type of SUV, truck float away with moving water with flash flooding, which is why we always say turn around, don't drown, find another route. And I just want to remind you too of some flood safety since we still do have more rain in the forecast over the next few days. Flooding again is the most causes of deaths for any thunderstorm hazard. Roads can get washed out and not be visible. So even if you think this is a normal road, you know where you're driving, you have no idea what's underneath, which is why we always tell you find a different route. It's never worth your life. And then if you had to get out of your car because it started to get washed away, you don't know what's in the floodwaters. It could be sewage, down power lines, which would cause you to be electrocuted. Animals like snakes and things could be in the floodwater, debris as well. So again, it's always just better to find a different route. That way you can guarantee your safety, your passenger safety, and even if it adds just a little bit of extra time to your commute, it's always worth it. And it's a good idea to stay weather aware over the next few days as we're talking about more flooding potential with more rain in the forecast.